So I don't make horse abuse videos or reactions to them because I don't work with animals or anything, but I had to make a video about this. Sorry, I'm like doing stuff right now, but like this is crazy. So I found this girl on YouTube that was like condoning rodeos, and rodeos are 100% abusive. And I'm gonna explain to you why for the people that defend rodeos. I mean, it's so abusive, and if you're watching this video and already know stuff about like rodeos, you probably already know how abusive they are. But I found this girl on YouTube, and she was like, "Oh, my bull I take to the rodeo is so loved, so cared for," and she is literally showing abuse in the video. So just let me show the video first, and then I'll talk about it after, explain everything, and then we'll be good to go.
Ever wondered what it's like behind the scenes for an elite PBR bucking bull and his owners? Let me show you. Our bull Top Dollar loves to travel to various cities across the country. As you can see here, he loads himself. When Top Dollar arrives in a city, he goes to bull housing, which is typically an off-location venue that houses all of the bulls before they drive them into the major cities and into the arenas. The bulls begin arriving at the arena several hours before the event starts, and every entry looks a little different. Here he is trotting into Madison Square Garden in New York City. The bulls then hang out in their holding pens until the event starts. Here I am being a total stage mom, wondering what Top Dollar does while he waits for the PBR to start. Well, you're looking at it. After a nice nap and plenty of scratches, it's game time. Oftentimes, whichever rider has drawn Top Dollar will stop by to say a quick hello. Here's Mason Taylor. Many of the bull riders will even pray over their bulls. While me and Top Dollar's favorite mom, Katie, did some media.
So yeah, she's trying to say that isn't abusive. Yeah, let me just go over what was abusive in that video for the people that didn't see it or might not know. So if you go to Rodeo Abuse, a quick Google search will bring up like lots of proof on its abuse. But let's just go into the quick basics. So number one, it says rodeo not only injures and kills many animals, it exposes children to sanctioned animal abuse. And right here, children who attend rodeos witness riders dominate and injure animals. They see the spurs, cattle prods, and ropes. And then here, are rodeo animals not abused? It says exploited calves for roping, bull and bronc riding, steer wrestling, and other events are typically gentle and docile, which is not true. I can show a video pretty soon about how that's not true. And how abusive are rodeos? They have their internal organs damaged, ripped tendons, torn ligaments, injured tails, broken bones. Yes, so you get it. A bunch of people try to cover it up saying, oh, there's no harm to the animal. Yeah, let me just show you a video proving how, quote, not harmful a rodeo is.
Very busy video documenting Mexican rodeos in Boone County, Illinois, late last summer. These events are a celebration of cruel brutality hidden under a false claim of culture and tradition. In just a few weeks, the next season will start. To start that season off early, we're releasing video evidence of one location that was covered, so a drone was useless. A cover may protect them from a drone, but it doesn't stop shark. Prove local laws to prevent such abuse. Improvements.
So yeah, shout out to Shark for these clips. If you want to go watch more of their videos with proof of rodeo abuse, this is just some of it. As you can see, they use shock sticks, whips, spurs, kicking, literally anything they can use to abuse the animal. And I'm just putting this clip out there so you can see some of their clips. They have many clips I suggest you go watch, so shout out to them. But yeah, this is just absolutely disgusting, and for people to say rodeo isn't abusive is just awful. It's awful. Now back to the original video. You can see, like, in the beginning part, I'll show it here in a minute, the rope tied around the bull's, like, crotch area. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, basically they'll tie a rope around the bull's crotch, tighten it to where it's, like, super uncomfortable, and the bull will buck to try and release the pressure, but they can't, so they just keep bucking until the person falls off, and they eventually loosen it, or the person has to come over there and loosen it themselves. So yeah, let me just point that out real quick. Boom, right there. Yeah, it's not very visible because of the quality, but you can clearly see some of the bull's skin is, like, poking up. Like, you can clearly see there's a rope there. And she doesn't really show the clip longer than like 5 seconds because she knows it's abusive. And I love how she says, oh, our bull is so loved, shows like videos of her scratching it and stuff. Like, come on, we can clearly see you using a rope on the bull's flank. You really think we're that dumb?
Our bull Top Dollar loves to travel to various cities across the country. As you can see here, he loads himself.
Next, she says, oh, our bull Top Dollar loves to go places he loads himself. Yeah, because he doesn't do anything else besides getting abused for your entertainment. And I'm not a vegan. I eat meat. But come on now, you can't expect us to be that dumb. That's like any animal that does the same thing over and over again. They know what is expected of them. Your bull is getting in the trailer because that's all he does is be abused and stuff. He's used to it by now. He knows if he doesn't get in the trailer, you're gonna sit there poking and prodding at him until he eventually does get in the trailer just to get poked and prodded for your entertainment. Oh, don't you just love videos of people pretending to be all nice, scratching their animals while they're about to get abused? Don't you just love that? Oh, isn't that so cute? Petting your animal before you abuse it. Everybody comment "aw" in the comments. It's so cute. We're petting our bull, trying to seem nice before we're about to totally abuse it. And I'm not even being dramatic. Like, there are so many videos of people blatantly abusing their animals, and then like 10 seconds later they're petting it. It is so ridiculous. If you've ever seen those type of videos, you know what I'm talking about. Like, look up terrible horse training videos. It'll be the most insane shit ever. And then like 5 seconds later they're petting the horse and like pretending to be all nice to it. Like, we didn't just see them terribly abuse the horse. Like, it goes for any animal, not just like horses and bulls. Anyone can abuse an animal and like pretend 5 seconds later like they totally care about it. It is ridiculous. And to anyone who's pro rodeo, gonna come in my comments saying you have no idea what you're talking about, you've never been around a bull. That's like saying someone with a broken leg, someone has a broken leg, and another person that is not a doctor saying, oh, that person has a broken leg. That's like you saying, oh, you're not a doctor, you can't say that person has a broken leg, even though it's clearly obvious. You don't need to be around horses nonstop or be around bulls nonstop to know when an animal is being abused. It's clear as day. But yeah, that's all my rant about the video. Now let's get into something that's even more ridiculous. I literally cannot make this stuff up even if I wanted to. Check this out. Let me just show you this. And her comments, the pinned comment is a whole ass paragraph, bro, trying to defend like rodeos, and all the comments are people who are like defending it. How can you be this brainwashed, dude? How can you see like rodeo videos and not think that those animals are like abused? Are you insane? But let me just read this for you. A lot of people are brainwashed to think bucking bulls are the most abused animals on the planet. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Yeah, okay. Explain those videos I found from Shark that were showing how non-abusive the sport is. Let me continue. All bucking bulls are owned by individuals who have sponsors who very much love their bulls. You'll see PETA and Shark making a sob story, petting the bulls, saying they just want to be loved, but the reality is those bulls are tame and loved on. No unhandled bull will let a human touch them, let alone an abused one. Okay, so let me explain to you why this isn't true. A bull doesn't know an abusive person from a nice one. All they see is a human being. They don't know who's gonna hit them and who's gonna give them food and love. So if you're gonna treat a bull nicely, they're gonna accept that. But if you treat a bull with disrespect, they're gonna freak out. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're trying to say Shark's proof of rodeo abuse doesn't exist when it clearly does. You are just so brainwashed into thinking that rodeos are safe and stuff when they're clearly not. But let me continue. These top bucking bulls aren't bought from a beef farmer, but breeders who specialize in breeding top quality bulls for the sole purpose of bucking. Breeding for temperament, bucking, and agility. They have the natural desire to buck before training, which takes place to see if they'll make a good bucking bull. So she's basically saying they're bred to be rodeo bulls and they naturally buck, which is just delusional. Let me pull up a Google search that proves bulls don't just randomly buck. Okay, right here. What causes the bull to buck? The flank strap, that rope around the bull's groin that I was talking about earlier, causes the bull to buck in motion, side to side, jumping up and down or kicking its legs in a circular motion. So, yeah, bulls don't naturally buck. They buck because they are in pain. You don't see just a video of a bull out in a field minding its own business all of a sudden start bucking. That doesn't happen. Bucking is not natural. It does not happen, and it only happens if something is causing it to buck. Here's another one. Bucking straps and spurs can cause the bull to buck beyond his normal capacity, and his legs or back may be broken because of bucking. And when the bulls don't buck anymore, they are sent to slaughter to be eaten. You cannot make this stuff up, but she is saying, oh, they buck for no reason. It's natural. When clearly it's not. Now let's get back into it. So what happens to them after? Because they're kept as bulls, many of them are sold as breeding stock. Some sponsors will buy them to keep for the rest of their lives on their property. Yes, some bulls, if they're not good enough, go to a breeding bull or has what it takes, are castrated and sold for meat. So yeah, she basically has no idea what she's talking about and is trying to say, oh, Shark's proof does not exist. Let me pull up Shark's YouTube channel so that way you guys can like get an idea of like what doesn't exist. Okay, so here's their channel. You can like go subscribe to them. I'm shouting them out. But yeah, like hold on. You can just search Shark Abuse Rodeo and like so many videos will come up of like abuse. Go watch their stuff if you still don't believe me that it's abusive. Like, look at this. You're telling me rodeos aren't abusive? That horse broke its neck. She's saying this does not exist. She's saying this is not abusive. She's saying this does not exist and it's not abusive. How can you look at this image of this poor innocent calf and see nothing wrong with it? Rodeo people are evil. They need to be exposed, and this type of stuff is disgusting. Go report her because she deserves it. If you actually care about animals, you will subscribe to Shark because they do amazing research and they show the full proof. This video right here would not exist if rodeos were all nice and stuff to their animals. And I know this is a horse, but it does not matter the species. Rodeos are cruel to both bulls and horses, and this stuff is disgusting. Lady, I don't care what you say about me. You are a disgusting and evil person. Go ahead, report me, do all you want to me. I do not care. At the end of the day, we know who the real abuser is. And call me brainwashed, but my video has actual proof. Your video has absolutely zero proof on why rodeo is humane. Show me the proof, no cuts, of start to finish a rodeo, getting the bull ready for the ring, and show it in the ring, no strap around its waist. Show me a humane rodeo video, and then I will admit rodeo is humane. No tasers, no poking, no jabbing, no ropes around the flank. Show me a rodeo that has none of that, and then I will admit it is humane. But no, they need all that stuff to get the bull to buck. Because bulls don't buck unless they are being abused. Share this, like, subscribe, and please do not be brainwashed into thinking rodeos are humane, because they are not. The proof is out there. Subscribe to Shark. They do amazing work. I never shout people out unless they absolutely deserve it, and Shark 100% deserves it. This needs to stop. #end rodeo.